Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the BISP solution. BISP is a tech company which provides financial solution across the world. So our today's session is where we will learn the planning or ease-based properties in PBCS. So the planning and ease-based properties for which we will move to the instance. So here is our instance. Once we will refresh it, this is our instance where we will understand our ease-based planning properties. What is the dimension properties under our PBCS. So we will understand this thing. So now we will go to the dimension member properties. Here we will understand different things. So there is a one account section. Here different dimensions are also there, like account, currency, entity, period, scenario, version, years. And also there are different cubes like plan 1 and DCB. It's a BSO cube. Here is the account. We will try to remove that application, and we will once again create a sample application, vision application. Here we can betterly understand all the things clearly and perfectly. So now I will remove the application and create a vision application so that we can clearly understand all the things. So I'm removing that application now. I'm refreshing it there. There is some issue. I think I have to once again refresh it. I will open it once again. Yeah, so now I will create the application, sample application here. So the sample application is now we are going to create. So the vision application is going, we are going to create a vision application here. And once the application will be created, and then thereafter we will understand the planning ease-based properties. What is the dimension member properties under it? So we will betterly understand all the things. Application creation has been initiated. We have to wait. I think we have to open once again. Yeah, now the vision application, our sample application has been created. So uh, we will move further. Here different cards are there, like task, dashboard, infolets, data, report, financial reports, documents, rules, approval, application, tools, EPM, and academy. So the application, this card, we will open that card, and now we will go to the overview section. And the overview, yeah, now our application, we have removed the application. Now we will go to the dimension, and in dimension we will check the member properties, our dimension member properties. So firstly we will see the cubes. There are 5 cubes are there. Plan 1, plan 2, plan 3. It is our BSO cube, and where the ASO cube is, these two are our ASO cube. So the main use of BSO cube, BSO is actually a block storage cube, which is generally used for calculation and input. BSO generally used for input and calculation, where ASO generally used for analysis and dashboarding. So these are our 5 cubes, where in the dimension member we will understand different dimensions. Here account, channel, entity, period, HSP view, product, scenario, version, and year. So these are our dimension member properties, and in that properties we will understand one of the member. These are the parents member. Probably there is some issue in a network, that's why this error is occurring. Yeah, so now we have to create the application, because I think someone has deleted the application. Sometimes the problem of deleting the application generally happen. So in our dimension member properties, we will see the dimension, like different dimensions are there: account, entity, period, scenario, version, views, and years. So these are our dimension member properties. Here we will open one of the dimension, like the account dimension. So in the account dimension, we will understand different things are also there. Like this is our account, so we will create under one children under it. We will move to the account. Yeah. So in account dimension, we will create. Yeah, there there is parents, and under that there are different childrens are there, like BS balance sheet is one of the children under alias, and net income is also here. Here the children of BS is there, the alias is total assets and total liabilities. This hierarchical structure are following under it, like the balance sheet under it, the total assets, total liabilities, where we will further expand it. Then we can see under total assets there is current assets and fixed assets and other assets also, where in total liability we can see the total liabilities and total owner equity here. So we can further expand this thing. In the current assets we can also see there are cash and short-term equivalents, account receivable, and other current assets, and the inventory, where in the fixed assets we can see the assets cost and clearing, total accumulated depreciation, where under assets we can see different childrens are also there. So I will pick one of the children, and then we will understand all the things clearly. Here I will pick the cash account, and I will give you some brief explanation about the dimension. Here I will click on edit. So this is the name. This is the name of this is the account name. Generally some numerical form is also given, where we can simply put the account name in that manner also. Here we talk about the alias. So alias is just an alternative name or label for a member in a dimension. Some users like to see shortcodes like SEC 1001. These shortcodes are also written here. You can see like 1110 cache. So it's a short codes generally used. Finance user mainly use that kind of codes, where the business user generally use a plain English for account. So now the cash account, here we can see, here we will understand our next option is account type. So there are different account types are also there. So our case fall in the asset, so we will choose the asset section. Assets, revenue, expense, liability, equity, and saved assumption. So our case fall under the category of asset. That's why we will keep this thing under asset. If we will put any of the liability, then we will choose that option. Here the equity option generally used for the capital like our share capital, equity capital, and generally revenue used for our sales. And the expenses are, we all know, different expenses we generally incur for our business need. It could be direct expense, indirect expense, any kind of variable expense. Here the saved assumption is generally entered when we assume any kind of things. So in that situation we usually put saved assumption. So our case asset, we will put asset. Here the variance reporting. Variance reporting is the expense and non-expense. So the variance reporting for expense. What is the use of variance reporting? So we will understand here the two column is expense and non-expense for variance reporting. We will understand it with the help of Excel. In the variance there is two column like expense. Here one another column is non-expense. So generally the expense used for the budget minus actual. What is our actual budget? Here we can see the budget. If we eliminate this thing, here is our budget minus actual. So if we talk about the non-expense, so non-expense generally used for the actual minus budget. If our plan for budgeting, yeah, so if if our budget is like 5,000 is our budget, and the actual which we have incurred under it is our 4,000, like this 4,000. And in the non-expense, like the actual minus budget. So firstly, in expense section, like our budget is 5,000 and the cost which we incurred is 4,000. So the remaining part would be we will put formula here. Here is 5,000 minus 4,000. So the remaining value would be 1,000 in case of expense. Here our second option is Here our second option is non-expense. So in our non-expense section, 1 minute, I'm putting all this thing. I have to keep all the things in sequence so that we can clearly understand easily and perfectly. Here I will keep all these things here. Yeah. So expense is budget minus actual. So here I will minus budget minus actual is a 5,000 minus 4,000. So there is 1,000. Where the non-expense is a actual minus budget, like the actual expense which we have incurred minus the budgeted expense. So the sale, like sale, our target was to sell around, like suppose our target is 5,000 rupees, but we only get 4,000 rupees of sale. So the remaining sale would be our non-expense. Here we will apply the formula here, like the actual minus budget. So the option of expense and non-expense generally came for this thing. Here the budget minus actual, where the 5,000 minus 4,000 equals to 1,000. We will understand our third thing. It's time balance properties. So the time balance properties are different time balance properties. Here there is a flow, first, balance, average, fill, weighted average, custom. So there are different properties here. So we will understand all the things, how data roll up across time period. It is actually our time balance properties. Here different option, and first of all we will understand the flow type. First, our first option is flow. So we will understand the flow option. In the flow option we will so in the flow option we have to understand what is the flow time balance property. So here is flow. What is the flow property? So in this property we can see here, firstly I will resize it. Yeah, so in the flow property, what is actually flow? Flow where values generally added, like like there are different sales data here. And now I will show you about the flow property. So I can show you with the help of sales. I will make it bold so that you can easily understand that what we are going to understand. I will make all this thing bold. Here the expense is also there. So yeah, so we have understood the expense and non-expense. Now we are understanding the flow property. So here is our sales. So we will put different sales data, like the January, Feb, March. So yeah, different sales data we can put here, like the 500, 600, 590. We are taking random data here so that we can understand this concept. Here like 480, here 700, or here is 290. So like this 6 month data we have taken, and if we are choosing the flow option, so what actual thing which occur, like it add up all the values, the data, the total data which come up here is our flow property. Like here the 500, 600 and all the data. So like here we can enter the formula here. Yeah, so so the so the total sales, we can get there the total sales. So it add up the total data here. It's our sales property, total sales here. I will drag it here so that here the sales data here. So our next property is balance property. So we will understand the balance here. So balance, sorry, we have to put it here. It is our balance property. Yeah, this is our balance property. So here we have to enter the data. So in the balance property take up the last period value. What generally happen, like Like if we want any data which could be in the last, which should come up in the last. So for that data we will use the balance property, like our balance, our if we talk about the goods, like the opening balance. Here the opening balance, mid balance of our stock, and here the closing balance. So the opening balance is like here the 1000 is our opening balance here. And in during the mid we have purchased some other goods also. Here we are dealing with the goods. Here we are dealing with the goods, so we will choose stock. Okay, so in this stock, here are 1000 is the opening balance. In middle we have purchased 500 rupees of goods, so uh, it could be like 1500. We are taking the small numeric data here so that we can easily understand the things. if we will if we will take the large data, then it would be quite you know difficult, and it would be quite complex for us to understand the data. That's why I am using a simple data. I am using easy data to understand, for your understanding. Okay, so in the closing balance, suppose we have sold 300 rupees of goods, like the 1200 is our closing balance. So we want that in our last period, we want that data in our last period value. So we have to choose the closing balance data. We will choose that option. That's the balance property. Here the balance, flow and balance. I will drag it here so that I can tell what thing we are going to understand here. Like now we are getting time balance properties. Here, yeah. So this is our time balance property. I will keep this thing here. so that this is our variance. Variance. Here is our variance. So we will keep it here. And it is our time balance properties. So I will also make it bold. Yeah. So now we can understand this thing. I will also pick and drag all the data here. Yes. So this is our expense and non-expense data. Yes. So here is our balance property. Yeah. So this is our balance property we actually get. So now our third property is average. This is our average property. So average is it's a generally a natural meaning. Average is a natural meaning which we generally use for averaging the data, like the employee count. Suppose HR department wants to input data here. So HR department, he wants to input the data here. So for that, what he would do, he can use the average property here, like the employee count here. Like different departments also there in the finance department. Here in finance department and HR department, where in operation department. So yeah, so these three departments are there. We had different employee counts are there, like 500 employees here, 450 employees are there, or it's around like yeah, it's like 600 employees here. So the natural meaning of average is to take the average of all data. So here we will do the average. And if we want to average the data here, we can get this thing. So in the average section, what data actually come here? So the averaging of all numeric data will come here when we choose the average data. Here we can choose like 500, 450 and this thing, and There is some error here. Yeah, so here, yeah, yeah, there is a average. There is a average. So we can't take in fraction. So we can round off it also, like 517. So it's the average employee count we have taken there. Average employee count, I can tell. Yes. The average employee count here for this employee. So these are our three main flow type. We will also understand another time balance property once we will refresh it. Yeah, there is some error in the instance. That's why the error is occurring again and again. Yes. So now we can open it here. Yeah, this is someone has created that application, like the income statement here. Here is the net income. So in income before taxes, operating profit, gross margin, revenue here. So here is the, we can choose any of the option here, like the profit. So I have taken this dimension, like this alias I have selected. So we have understood the account name. What is actually the alias? Alias is the account name, and this numeric pattern is a generally GWL code which is used. Where the account type we have understood, variance reporting, expense and non-expense we also got. Where the time balance, in the time balance, flow first and balance, this three things we have understood. No, balance, average and flow we have understood. And what is first? So first we will understand here, like in the first, what things we want to bring firstly is our first. Like there are different data, and if we want to pick that data should come firstly, like those data which will come first will be here. Generally balance is used for the last and first is used for the first. So here we can see, uh, like like revenue of Jan month, revenue of Jan month, Jan, Feb and March. So the revenue of Jan month, we want to bring it first. So it will come here first. If we have chosen first option, then it will come here at first. If we will not choose the first option, then it will not come up here. So these are the four most popular thing generally we use in our PBCS, and the rest of the things is a normal. We generally do not use that kind of things, like in the time balance property is a weighted average. Average has a simple natural meaning of it, like the weight of actual data and the weighted average data. So the weight of particular data divide by the sum of the data. Then the actual thing which come up here is a weighted average. And here is a custom is a traditional normal thing. Here the fill option is also there, data which we have to fill here. So for that generally we took that option. Here we have taken a flow option. Here the exchange rate type is a average ending. So when we usually took a average option and when we usually take a ending option, so why when this thing generally happen? So our exchange rate type is average and ending. So now we will understand their exchange rate type. Exchange rate type here. So firstly I will make all this thing in capital. So exchange rate type, firstly I have to write in capital format. Exchange rate type. Yeah, here I will change the font size here. I will also make it. So yeah, now it's exchange rate type, and here in the exchange rate type we have two options, is a average and ending rate. We can see here average and ending rate, average rate and ending rate. So an exchange rate type is a, what is average? Ending rate. Ending rate generally used when there are currency rate, like the currency rate is, we are using the USD. Okay, so our organization main currency is USD, and USD rate is 18 rupees. Suppose suppose dollar rate is 80 rupees. Our organization currency is USD. and here is the average section. So our organizational currency is 18 rupees, and we have INR from sales. Okay, because there are different sales. Okay, that's why we have INR also. Suppose we have 500 rupees of INR. Okay, and currency rate is 80 rupees. So we have to make it a little bit higher. Yeah, so this is 80 lakh, I think. No, it's 8 lakh. Yeah, so this is 8 lakh rupees of INR, and here USD is a 80 rupees. So what amount I will receive here? Here is a we will different we will take difference of all this thing, like 80 divided by 1 8 lakh. So what value it will come here? We will we will we would get here. So like equals to divide by 80. So here is a 10,000. So 10,000 is a INR. So if we choose the average rate, so average rate, there are different USD rates are also there. Like when you purchase the goods, that time the average rate is 80 rupees. When 1 minute, I'm dragging it here so that our concept could not be mixed here. Like USD rate is 80 rupees, and in the mid of the session, that time USD rate is here USD rate is 85, and here USD rate is approx 95 rupees. And in the end of the year, USD rate is USD at a first, USD at a mid, and in the end of the year, like USD at a last. So in the end of the year, USD is a 60. Okay, so here we have chosen the average rate. If we chosen the average rate, then the average of all these rates will came into effect. So the average rate would be equals to bracket, it's plus this plus this bracket, and we will divide it into by 3. Okay, so average rate is it 80, and we have understood the calculation here, like USD is 80 and INR is 8 lakh. It's our sale. Okay, Sales in INR. Sales in INR. It's our USD and sales in INR. So we have understood that concept with the help of it. Here the USD as first is like 90, and in the mid of year is 85, and in the last it goes to the 100. So if we use the ending rate, that time the 100 rupees rate will be applicable here, and the actual USD would be on the basis of 100. Like we have sales in INR is INR sales is same like 8 lakh rupees. So same rate would be applicable, and during that scenario, what actual amount, what actual USD which we get here would be equals to that divide by 100. So 8,000 exchange rate we will get here. So in the exchange rate, we can see in that panel, this is our data storage queue, plan 1 and plan 2. Here the data storage property. So this data storage property we will understand tomorrow, and we will also understand the two pass calculation, data type, smart list, dynamic children, and some other things also. So all these things we will get it tomorrow. So that's it for today. We have understood the concept of variance, time balance property, and exchange rate type also. Here tomorrow we will understand the data storage property, to pass calculation, and some other option also. So now I will stop the session here, and we will continue tomorrow. Thank you for your valuable time and support. That's it for today.